it looks like he's going to finally start to kind of contest map control a little bit. So let's start cranking out the roaches now. All these overlords that are in your natural, I just do not like them being there. Send them somewhere. If you had the APM for it, and if you felt like you could, then you would want to be spreading them around the map to give you lots and lots of vision. If you don't feel like you have the APM for it, then that's okay. You certainly, however, want to spread them out enough so that you have vision just of your base.
Got it.
Injections everywhere. Lots and lots of roaches. 9 larvae, 3 larvae, 2 larvae, 5 larvae, 3 larvae. All that can be roaches, but you can't make them because you're supply capped, because you're not maintaining a 20 supply cushion. You are oversaturated in your main. You can send about 9 of those drones to your third. Inject everywhere. You do want to start some upgrades, so I'd throw down double Evo somewhere. And you need to check on his army. Like at this point, we've kind of left him alone for a while. You don't really know what he's up to, what he has. Could be any number of things.
And I see Colossus.
Good. And you're low on gas, high on minerals, and
I see Dark Templar.
Awesome, but you have Overseers, so you can deal with it, no problem. I love these early preemptive Overseers, so deal with the ones in your main. Quickly, quickly, quickly. It's a bad idea to BM before you have won the game. Come on, kill those DTs.
Where is... I'm not seeing DTs.
Alright, so how did those DTs get into your base?
They were probably warped in or dropped.
So in either case, well, you've dealt with it. So you know he has DTs, so you might want to get a Spore Crawler and the 2 spines at every expansion. At this point in the game, I would make a huge round of drones to kind of make up for the stuff that you lost. You've got Corruptors, you've got Roaches, make sure everything's hotkeyed. Y'all are going to fight soon. Look, you have 13 drones at your third, 7 at your fourth, 8 plus 5 in your natural, and 4 plus 5 in your main. All those can be drones. A Spore and 2 spines at every base. Everywhere else is drones, drones, drones. And look, there you see actually the Warp Prism right over your queen. And the one base where you didn't put either a Spore or spines is where he's going to drop the DTs.
Outstanding. Okay.
So run those guys to your third. And you need to bring an Overseer and your Roach army over to there. And you could even bring your Corruptors with it to deal with the Warp Prism.
Okay. Overseer and Corruptors.
And Roaches to kill the DTs.
Oh, Roaches, sorry.
So don't lose it here. You've been so far ahead this whole game, but now you're starting to kind of, you know, you're like literally, you can see the Warp Prism, but it's like you don't really want to fight it because you're being really polite.
Running and see him.
Overlords, injections. There's the Warp Prism. GTFO. My girlfriend just brought me Taco Bell. Thank you, honey. Get your army together. You know he has what?
Colossus.
Yeah, so you're going to want some more Corruptors for sure. You've got 50 drones. If you had 20 more drones, I would be satisfied.
There's about 20.
21 exactly. I love it. I would like it if you would put 2 guys on gas in your main. You're missing 2 of them. And in your main, your rally points just aren't set on those hatcheries. Make sure all your rally points, like take all your hatcheries, they're all hotkeyed together, and just right-click, right by that gold base.
Do I have them all?
And I need you to be maxing out on Roach Corruptor right now. You have Corruptors coming, which is good. So now I need you to be maxing out on Roach. And you're finally spending down your money, which is fantastic. You have a lot of Zerglings in your main. Now those guys aren't going to be very good in a heads-up fight, so they need to be just running around the map looking for openings where he can kind of do economy damage, like in his third base or in his natural, or even if you can get him into the main. You know,
so they were in my main. There they are. Okay.
Yeah. You made your Evo chambers, but you never started upgrading, so get your ranged attack and your carapace. You need to start your infestation pit so you can start moving towards hive. And careful with those lings. You're getting killed by DTs. So I would just kind of run around. Maybe maybe take a poke into his third. He has overseers, so you have to have an overseer, or DT, so you have to have an overseer with your army at all times. Just kind of put it on the same hotkey as your roaches. Keep poking around with those zerglings. There's a DT right there. Dude, run them to his fucking side of the map. Seriously, just click them, right click on the minerals in his third. Or run under the Colossi. That works too. It's okay, that frees up more supply for stuff that will actually help us, which is like corruptors. We have to fight soon. We've left him alone for way too long. So when these next corruptors pop out, we gotta go. You want the corruptors to lead, you want to kill all the colossi first, and when the colossus are dead, you can reinforce with roaches and lings. Lings are going to be very, very good against a non-colossus army. There's 3 corruptors in your main that need to join the fight. You can start your hive.
There we go.
Alright, so get the corruptors together, send the corruptors in first, kill all the colossi, and then come up from behind, or just follow it up with your roaches. There he is. Go roaches, go roaches, go roaches, go roaches, go roaches, go roaches!
I'm sorry. There we go.
And you're reinforcing with lots and lots of zerglings! There's some pretty good force fields. If you had those lings from before, you could have run them kind of in from behind. And where's your rally point? They're all set into your gold, which is good. So why did we lose that fight?
Didn't bring my roaches in when I should.
Not even so much that as it's just like he kind of positioned you with force field. You weren't really able to overwhelm it.
Yeah.
Now he's got a lot of immortals, and immortals do really good against roaches. The reason we lost that fight is because we waited too long.
Right.
We waited and we waited and we waited, and we've gone from being so far ahead to really being kind of screwed. Alright, so you got to fix your rally points as you see units kind of running off to their doom. Your hive's done, so you could start Greater Spire. If you can get Broodlords out, you can still win this game. Because you got to get a standing army. You got to get like a serious standing army. Start your Greater Spire. Yep, there it goes. He's pushing down into your third, so get those drones out. You don't want to lose those guys. You can lose a hatch, but you can't lose the drones.
Okay.
You have to be injecting on the hatcheries that you have. You have to be replenishing your army as much as possible. And now you're closer to having that kind of overwhelming zergling ball, but it's still just not quite enough. Your Greater Spire is about 90% done. Continue to retreat, pull your drones back into your main. Continue to reset your rally points. Morph all those corruptors into Broodlords now. Go, go. You're just reinforcing, reinforcing, reinforcing. He only has 90 supply right now. He has a 90 supply army, that's it. So the game's not over. You're in dire straits, but you're not dead. And lings are going to pop out, Broodlords are going to finish, it's going to be close. Attack with your drones. Attack with your drones!
Attacking.
Okay, so right away you have to go long distance, like just put those guys to work. You got to take a hatchery at the gold.
Okay.
Your Broodlords and your lings have to kind of start reapplying some pressure. He's at 84 supply, you're at 83 supply. The reason that we're behind right now is because we waited so long. Mine the minerals there. Long distance mine the gold minerals. And you know, he's just going to be morphing in probably blink stalkers, and yeah, who really knows what else? The game.
Or should I have my? Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, the game's not over, but it's
Right.
also kind of. I mean, well, it will be soon.
I believe you.
And really, you know, we were in position to win for so long. We were just a little bit too slow in all of our transitions, and we just gave him a little bit too much room. Corruptors are not a bad idea. They'll help against more Colossi, and they'll also help against Void Rays, if he makes Void Rays. Speaking of Void Rays.
Well, crap.
I don't think 2 Corruptors will deal with those Void Rays.
Probably not.
And now I think we're dead. Alright. So, the good. You dealt with the cheese beautifully. You handled the Blink Stalker like it was no problem. You reapplied pressure. Maybe, and if anything, it's my fault. Maybe we kind of tried to keep pressure on him for too long, but eventually he was able to stabilize. And you know, maybe that's my fault. Maybe that's where we lost this game. But I really think that it's a little bit more to do with the next step. He stabilized. We went to droning. And then we just kind of let him go. We gave him freedom to do whatever the hell he wanted. You've probably heard me rant about map control on the show before.
Yes. Yeah.
You had map control from the second you stopped his cheese to all the way up until the point where he attacked with his Colossus Ball, or really up until the point that you attacked with your Roach Corruptor and died. You had map control all the way up until that point in the game. But you had it. But you did not do what?
Didn't keep it, and didn't.
The word that I like to use is you did not exert the map control. You had the map control, but you did not sort of flex that muscle and say, "This map's mine, bitch." When you engaged him, he was on 3 bases, taking a 4th at the goal.
And 4 base Protoss is
just about impossible to kill.
Yeah.
But you had map control. How the hell do you let him take 4 bases if you have map control?
You get sloppy.
It's just sloppy. You know, if you had overlords, kind of over expansions, dropping creep. If you had zerglings around the map burrowed, and most importantly, the second you notice him doing something silly, you just go kill it because you have map control. What does having map control mean?
That means you see everything that's going on, and you're able to stop it whenever you do see it.
Well, yeah, more or less. The seeing it is just good scouting, but being able to stop it is kind of the map control thing. You have map control when your army is such that he cannot push out and kill you.
Okay.
You have map control when, if he pushes, he dies. And that's the position he was in all the way up until the point that you attacked with your Roach Corruptor Ball. So if you have the bigger, stronger standing army, then you just can't allow him to get away with stuff like expanding everywhere, which is what he did.
Right.
All right?
All right.
All right. Okie dokie. Here we go. Thank you, Callus, for the games. Hearts and a shout out. It's one of the big lessons we're going to take away. If we have map control, we're going to exert that
Exert.
map